Hello, my name is Silvia-Andreea Peliu and I will present the work called Exploring the Impact of Environmental Factors on Performance, Empirical Evidence for FTSE 100 Companies. Author photos. Author short biographies. Silvia is currently a PhD student at the Bucharest University of Economic Studies, Department of Finances. Introduction. The topic is important for the private sector and the entire economy. The purpose of the paper is to show that there are a multitude of environmental variables that can cause changes in performance. The use of this thematic approach is necessary for every company as it can address internal issues that may pose significant risk to performance. The literature review. Authors such as Ivo Christov et al. In the year 2021 support the fact that environmental factors are essential for the performance management of the business and the efficient management of environmental issues. Korn et al. In 2023 comes to the conclusion that this case the impact of sustainable management practices on company performance and gas emissions, especially carbon dioxide. Another author, Sun et al. In 2023 evaluated the climate impact and the renewable energy on performance. Research questions. We have 4 hypotheses. First, expenses for environmental protection have a significant negative influence on performance. Nitrogen oxide emission have a significant negative influence on performance. Carbon dioxide consumption negatively impacts performance, and in the end the total amount of renewable energy has a positive influence on performance. Study. The analyzed companies are listed on London Stock Exchange. The sample included 88 companies belong to the FTSE 100 stock index. The total number of observations for each variable in the database is 718. The database covers a period of 10 years, 2015 to 2024 panel type, and the data is sourced from Thomson Reuters. Methodology. Several categories of variables are used as follows. Performance variables, which have the variables ρ and ρe, resource use and emission, total renewable energy, total CO2, NOx emission, SOx emission, VOC emission, water pollutant emission, environmental expenditure. And control variables affect as rate, free cash flow, and COVID-19. The general form of the regression is presented here for quantitative methods. Descriptive statistic. The number of observations is between 87 and 780, and the average for the standard deviation is 1.27. Correlation matrix. Most coefficients are below 0.5, indicating unique correlation and reducing the probability of multicollinearity. However, we also have strong correlation between ρ and ρa, R and ρa, R and ρe, SOx, NOx, size and free cash flow. Here are the results of regression models without effects on the determinants of the raw variable. For example, the independent variable leverage has a negative influence on the dependent variables ROA, so a 1% change in lev statistically leads to a decrease of 0.01 in ROA. COVID-19 is statistically significant and has a positive impact in this case. So, 1% change in these indicators will result in a statistically significant increase of 0.1 in ROA. Results of regression models without effects on the determinate factors of the ROE variable. For example, statistically significant and with a negative impact on ROE is the current liquidity ratio. This leads to a 0.2 decrease in ROE with a 1% change. Dividend policy statistically negatively influence ROE by up to 4.66. Here are the results of regression models with fixed and random effects on the determinate factors on the ROA variable, where only the hypothesis with the negative influence is confirmed. Hypothesis 1, environmental protection expenses have a significant negative impact on performance. For results of regression models with fixed and random effects regarding the determination of the ROE variables, similar results are present here. Regarding the discussions, we have the economic influences for the significant variables, for example, total renewable energy, SOx emission, water pollutant emission, have positive statistical significance, and companies can enhance their sustainability efforts, reduce operation cost, comply with regulation, and improve their overall performance for ROE. For example, COVID-19 has a positive influence, and the economic interpretation is that the COVID pandemic has brought add value to the business by adapting to new situation and due to digitalization and online customers. For implication, the implication of the study are important for stakeholders as it necessary to integrate environmental elements into the profit growth process and decision making, helping to promote social and sustainable responsibility. Can be identified and the management important elements that become risk or obstacles in profit creation. The implications are important for managers, investors, employees, governments, NGOs, and consumers. For example, managers obtain valuable information to make strategic decisions regarding environmental practices within their companies. Such as for future research, we have more explanatory variables, more macroeconomic variables, industry analysis, and aggregate environment indicators. And the conclusion, following the test concluded from an econometric perspective, the research hypotheses are met. Economically speaking, similar findings to the presented orders are obtained. In conclusion, the subject is a complex one with numerous articles and variables, and overall, the impact of certain environmental on a company's performance has been demonstrated. Reference selection, and thank you for attention.